Number 1. The first revelation. Betrayal doesn't walk toward you like an enemy. It grows around you like a shadow, silent, familiar, unnoticed until it tightens around your throat. Machiavelli understood this better than anyone. Your greatest danger is never out there in the world. It sits beside you, smiles at you, pretends to care while mapping out your weaknesses like a strategist planning a quiet assassination. The 4 people closest to you are the only ones close enough to wound you where it hurts most. Not because they hate you, but because they know you. They know your habits, your fears, your dreams, your blind spots. And human nature is corrupted easily by envy, insecurity, and desire. This is the reality. Betrayal is always emotional before it becomes strategic. Someone near you has already begun that emotional shift. Someone has started watching your success with tight shoulders, listening to your dreams with silent resentment, counting your wins like personal losses. And while you keep trusting, they keep studying. While you assume loyalty, they assume advantage. You must stop expecting purity from human beings. Power begins with abandoning naive trust. Watch people the way a king watches rivals. Observe reactions, not words. Notice who congratulates you without conviction. Notice who grows quiet when you rise. Notice who only comes close when they need something. These signs are small, but they are the first footprints of betrayal. And if you learn to detect them early, you become untouchable. This is the beginning of your transformation. Cold, aware, impossible to fool. Like subscribe and turn on notifications before we continue into the darker layers Machiavelli warned you about. Number 2, the envious one. The first betrayer is always the envious one, the person who watches your rise with a smile that never reaches their eyes. Envy is the quietest form of hostility, and Machiavelli knew that nothing destroys loyalty faster than watching someone else become what you secretly wish to be. This person studies your victories more than they celebrate them. They analyze your strengths because they cannot tolerate the fact that you possess what they lack. They don't sabotage you openly. They erode you slowly. A backhanded compliment here, a subtle discouragement there, a strategic moment of silence when you share a win. These aren't accidents. These are fractures in their mask. Envy turns their admiration into resentment, their closeness into danger. They pretend to support you, but behind that thin layer of politeness is a storm of insecurity waiting for the smallest chance to strike. What you must understand is simple. People envy what they cannot control. They envy your discipline. They envy your direction. They envy the strength you carry without asking permission. And envy, when left unchecked, transforms into sabotage. Quiet, calculated, poisonous. So learn to read the tension in their voice, the stiffness in their posture, the delayed response when you speak about your goals. These are warnings, not coincidences. Protect your ambitions from envious eyes. Move in silence. Share less, build more. And understand that the path of power demands distance from those who secretly wish to see you fall. Before we go deeper, like subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next Machiavellian lesson. Number 3, the one who fears your strength. The second betrayer is the one who fears your strength, the person who pretends to support you but feels threatened every time you stand taller than they expected. Machiavelli warned that people fear greatness more than they admire it, and this fear rots loyalty from the inside. This person watches your confidence like it's a storm coming to swallow their identity. They fear your clarity, your discipline, your direction, because your existence exposes their stagnation. Your certainty reminds them of their confusion. Your growth makes their excuses look pathetic, and fear, when left unchecked, turns into silent hostility. They won't confront you. Confrontation requires courage. Instead, they try to soften you. They tell you to slow down, to be careful, to not aim too high, all disguised as concern. But their real intention is simple: shrink you so they don't have to face their own smallness. They fear losing control. They fear your independence. They fear the moment you no longer need them, so they betray strategically. They hold back opportunities. They downplay your achievements. They speak highly of you in public, but plant doubt in private. You must learn to recognize this pattern. when someone praises your dreams but secretly prepares for your downfall. Protect your power by withholding your inner fire. Show them actions, not intentions. Maintain distance without explanation. Strength is safest when it's unpredictable. And remember, those who fear you today will betray you tomorrow if you don't guard your ascent. Before we continue, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay ahead of every shadow Machiavelli warned you about. Number 4, the opportunist. The third betrayer is the opportunist, the person who stays loyal only as long as your presence serves their interests. Machiavelli warned that humans love you when you are useful and abandon you the moment you stop feeding their advantage. This person is not driven by envy or emotion. They are driven by utility. They calculate relationships like a merchant counts coins. They don't care about loyalty, they care about leverage. They don't stick around because they admire you, but because standing next to you elevates them. Watch them closely. They are warm when you have something to offer and cold when you don't. They mirror your strengths when it benefits them, and they disappear into the shadows when your path becomes difficult. This is the kind of betrayer who strikes not out of hatred, but out of convenience. If someone stronger, richer, or more advantageous enters their orbit, they switch sides without hesitation. To them, betrayal isn't treachery, it's strategy. And here's the painful truth. You don't lose an opportunist, you simply stop being useful to them. Their loyalty was never yours, it was rented. So protect yourself with the mindset Machiavelli taught. Never rely on affection, rely on alignment. Never trust promises, trust incentives. Build your worth so high that no opportunist can afford to cross you. Make yourself the most valuable presence in any room, and even opportunists will hesitate to betray you. Before we move to section 5, remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next stage of this Machiavellian breakdown. Number 5, the obligated one. The fifth warning comes wrapped in gratitude. The one who believes you owe them. The one who helped you once and now carries that favor like a loaded weapon pointed at your future. Machiavelli understood this type well. The person who serves you not out of loyalty, but out of investment. They treat kindness like currency, and when the balance doesn't tilt in their favor, betrayal becomes their compensation. This person keeps a silent ledger of everything they ever did for you. They replay their good deeds, exaggerate their sacrifices, and remind themselves that without them, you would have been nothing. They don't want your success, they want credit for it. And when you stop feeding their ego, when you stop depending on them, when you start standing on your own legs, they feel robbed. That's when their tone hardens, their patience thins, and their mask starts cracking. They begin twisting the story, reshaping the narrative to make themselves the hero and you the ungrateful figure. Their betrayal comes coated with self-righteousness. They justify stabbing you because, in their mind, you betrayed them first by outgrowing their usefulness. This is why you must be careful with favors. Accept them, but never rely on them. Be polite, but never be tied. The moment you depend on someone, they believe they own a part of you. And ownership breeds resentment. Resentment breeds betrayal. So free yourself from emotional debt. Walk your path with independence. And before we confront the next shadow, waiting in your inner circle, like subscribe and turn on notifications. Number 6, the silent saboteur. The most dangerous betrayer is not the loud critic or the jealous friend. It is the silent saboteur, the one who hides their intentions beneath calm behavior and controlled expressions. Machiavelli warned that the quiet ones are often the most calculating because silence is the perfect mask for strategy. This person studies you like a puzzle, learning your fears, your patterns, your ambitions, not to support you, but to position themselves above you. They will never argue openly, never challenge you directly, never reveal friction. Instead, they use subtle pressure, delayed responses, strategic silence, and well-timed distance to weaken your momentum. They disappear when you need them most, yet reappear when they want information. They won't stop you, they'll simply never help you, letting your struggles drain you slowly. And the cruel part? You will mistake their quietness for peace, their calmness for loyalty, and their neutrality for innocence. But understand this, No one close to you is ever neutral. Everyone plays a role, even if they pretend not to play. A silent saboteur betrays you not through action, but through absence, through the support they withhold, through the encouragement they never give, through the timing they manipulate. Watch their consistency, not their words. A loyal person shows up. A betrayer stays invisible at the exact moment their presence could strengthen you. Distance these people without confrontation. Replace them without announcement. Become inaccessible to those who drain you quietly. And before we move into the next warning, remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next lesson in Machiavellian awareness. Number 7, the confidant who collects your weaknesses. The 7th truth you must swallow is this: one of your closest people does not love your honesty, they harvest it. They study your fears, your doubts, your mistakes, not to support you, but to store ammunition for the day they need leverage. Machiavelli warned that a man's downfall rarely comes from his enemies. It comes from the friend who knows too much. This betrayer is charming, patient, and deceptively harmless. They encourage you to open up, to trust them, to let it out, because every piece of vulnerability you give them becomes a weapon they can use when the winds shift. They act like a safe space, but inside their mind, they're building a map of your weaknesses, where to strike, how deep, and at what moment the wound would bleed the longest. And here is the cold psychological truth. People who can't elevate themselves try to control others through secrets. They wait, they watch, they gather. Then when jealousy grows, when resentment brews, when they feel replaced or irrelevant, they attack with the very truths you once trusted them with. So from today, learn the Machiavellian discipline of emotional discretion. Speak less, reveal less, share only what cannot be used against you. Keep your deepest battles locked inside your own mind. Let the world see your strength, not your fractures. A wise man builds walls not to push others out, but to protect the empire he's constructing in silence. And before we continue to the next betrayer, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Your transformation into the untouchable has only begun. Number 8, the 4th betrayer, the one who thinks they deserve your life. The 4th betrayer is the most dangerous because they don't envy you, copy you, or sabotage you. They believe deep in their bones that your life should have been theirs. This is not jealousy. This is entitlement twisted into quiet hatred. They watch your discipline, your rise, your control, and something inside them burns with the thought, why him? Why not me? Machiavelli warned that the most lethal enemy is the one who feels cheated by your success. They see your achievements as stolen from them. They convince themselves that fate favored you unfairly, that destiny handed you what they were owed. And entitlement is a fire that doesn't cool, it spreads. These people don't betray out of impulse. They betray out of conviction. They think they're correcting a cosmic injustice. They justify their betrayal long before they act on it. And because they feel morally right, they will never hesitate. Their betrayal won't look like sabotage or gossip. It will look like sudden distance, strange coldness, silent resentment, a shift from "I support you" to "you don't deserve this." You must protect yourself from people who rewrite your success story in their minds. The moment someone starts acting like your victories offend them, cut the cord, without argument, without explanation, without backward steps. Power requires emotional clarity, and the clearest truth is this: anyone who believes your success belongs to them will eventually try to take it from you. Before we go to the next section, remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next Machiavellian warning. Number 9, the observer's ascent. Power is not taken, it is noticed, collected, and claimed by the one who sees what others are blind to. And by now you should have learned a truth most people never accept. Survival isn't about strength, it's about perception. The one who watches silently becomes the one no one can wound. Machiavelli understood this deeply. Those who rule their emotions rule the battlefield. Now you must reach that state. You must become the observer who stands outside the noise. The one who notices patterns, fears, weaknesses, and intentions without reacting. When the 4 closest betrayers move, you don't flinch, you record. When they speak in half-truths, You don't argue, you decode. When they mask their resentment behind polite smiles, you don't confront, you calculate. Because power doesn't belong to the loud, it belongs to the aware. Your calm becomes your weapon. Your silence becomes your shield. Your discipline becomes the wall they can't breach. You rise not by exposing them, but by mastering yourself so completely that their betrayal cannot pull a single thread from your mind. That's when you become untouchable. When your emotions no longer make decisions for you. When your loyalty is rationed, not given. When your focus is unbreakable. When your presence makes others rethink their motives. Understand this. Once you see betrayal clearly, it loses its power over you. You stop bleeding for people who would never bleed for you. You stop grieving for connections that were never real. You evolve. And before we ascend to the final lesson, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the last warning Machiavelli would want you to hear. Number 10, the final ascent. Power doesn't come from being loved. It comes from being untouchable, unmoved by betrayal, unfazed by abandonment, unshaken by loss. By now you understand the truth Machiavelli carved into history. The closest people to you are also the ones most capable of wounding you. And once you've identified the envious, the insecure, the manipulative, and the silent traitor, you reach the final stage, the stage where you rise beyond their reach entirely. This is where you stop explaining your decisions. This is where you stop seeking validation. This is where you stop offering access to people who have done nothing to earn it. Power demands distance, strength requires solitude, and the man who becomes impossible to betray is the man who becomes impossible to read. You must build a life where your next move is invisible, where your emotions are disciplined, where your ambitions are guarded behind a fortress of calm. Speak less, observe more, reveal nothing unless it serves your strategy. When people cannot predict you, they cannot sabotage you. When people cannot understand you, they cannot manipulate you. When people cannot reach you, they cannot betray you. You don't become untouchable by controlling others. You become untouchable by mastering yourself. Stand tall, move with intention, and let silence become your shield. Let discipline become your armor. Let power become your natural state. This is the final ascent, the point where betrayal no longer threatens you, because you've risen above the hands that once tried to hold you back. And before your evolution continues further, remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.